little magnet that hooks onto this thing, and that's why it stays up. So there we go. What's up, Benson?
What's up?
Hey, what's up, Bootstrappers? This is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another coaching tip.
Dad, why do you call them bootstrappers?
Because they're bootstrappers, man. They started this business from scratch, like your daddy.
Did they start it from coming up with the word boot or something?
No. Bootstrap is a term that people that work to do hard work, don't have a lot of money, but they have a lot of desire and determination to make something work. They just keep on working and working and working until it just never ends. They just keep going and they make it happen. They don't ever give up. But it's usually starting from nothing.
That's what I do.
That's what you do, huh? All right. What a great little leadway into this, or segue into this this particular little coaching moment here. Hey, what's up, Jared? So we just got back from a whole week at, where did we go? Disneyland, man. It was awesome as a family. Anyway, while I was there, before we went down, I walked a property over the weekend that I had got under contract the day before, and I just walked it, and I went ahead and I got it into, I assigned it, it went into escrow, and while I was down there, there were some title issues that came up, and so we resolved the title issues. It's a complicated situation between a trust and someone that's attempting to probate a will that was done after the trust, and so we had my attorney involved in it, and she's amazing when it comes to probate and things like that. So we resolved that issue, but then it came down to actually getting the payoff, because the trustee, who was the original borrower, is deceased. She's no longer around, and so the title company's like, hey man, sorry, we can't get a payoff, no one can authorize it, we're going to go ahead and just, put this one on the back burner, we're not going to do anything. And they just gave up. I'm like, what the heck, dude? I mean, he's like, I don't know if we're ever going to close this deal at all. And there was a time crunch because there's a court case that's pending in the future that we wanted to get this asset sold so that the asset can be sold, but the monies can still sit there, and then they can decide from the sold asset who's going to divvy it up and all that stuff. So we just want to get rid of the asset before the court case happens, and they can just go ahead and, like I said, the heirs can fight it out over the money instead of haggling over the property, because the property was going to go to auction as well. It was in pre-foreclosure. So all of these things happening.
Today.
Oh, and this little guy's going to track today.
Yay.
So all these things are happening, and
what things are happening?
And then
Dad, what things are happening?
The property wasn't going to get closed on, and we had a $20,000 assignment fee on this. I'm like, we're not gonna let this one go.
Hey Daddy, why aren't there any emojis popping up?
That's a different thing. So I don't know. Sometimes Facebook Live has emojis, and sometimes it doesn't. And right now, it just doesn't have any. So here we are, and I'm down there in Southern California. We're at Disneyland. We're having all these things happen, and the person that I have that's working this deal with me, my partner's on this one. They're like, hey man, what do we do? This title company's giving up. Do we give up? I'm like, don't worry about it, I'll handle it. So I have the new trustee, call the bank and say, hey, you know what, I'm the trustee of this property, I need to go ahead and get this property, we're all ready to close on this, we just need an expedited payoff. Birds in the tree. An expedited payoff. And they're like, okay, sure. Yeah, look at those thorny trees. So got the payoff. Took less than 2 days. They said we can. I called early morning when they opened up their offices, and they said we'll try to get it to you today. If not, it'll be tomorrow at the latest. So we got it Friday morning. Everyone signed. It'll record on Monday. It's like fantastic. And so my partners, they go, how do you just not give up? Like how do you do this? I'm like, this is a business about not giving up. You never give up ever, unless the house is sold. You keep going and going and going and going. And that's been something that, and my mentality as a bootstrapper, that has given me my just reward in this business. I've been able to be tenacious and not let go of stuff and just keep going and going and going until I'm able to actually see it through to fruition, or the property gets sold out from underneath me. And that that happens too sometimes. I'm not the guy that I don't get every deal, but that's okay. I don't give up on deals. And I see too many guys and gals that are in this business that after they hit the first or second roadblocks, they just give up. They just stop. They just like, oh, it's just too difficult. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't know how to do it. And I got another guy that I've been mentoring, and it seems like every little thing that life throws at him, it's done. He just kind of lays down and gives up, or it takes him a tremendous amount of time and motivation and mental exertion to get going. And it's kind of sad to see that on two ends of the spectrums, I have partners that I work with that are just starting to see the fruits of their labors because they don't give up. This particular couple that I told you about that I partnered with on this deal, they we had to get a certified death certificate, and it was at a county far away that wasn't where we lived.
Look, there's a spot right there.
Perfect. I'm just going to go right here, though.
Where?
Just right here. And go find the kids with the red shirts. I'll meet you over there. And so they were having trouble with...
I'll go find them.
Here's your water bottle.
Oh, thanks.
Yep. And so they were having trouble. Every time they'd call the county would be like, nope, we can't help you, sorry. And they would hang up on them. They just would hang up. And I'm like, dang it, dude, these county workers. And so they finally called back and said, hey, we got it. And we dropped it off at the title company. I was like, what'd you do? She's like, we drove out there and got what we needed. I'm like, dude, congratulations. You're getting it. You don't give up. You make stuff happen. That's what a bootstrapper is. You know, you got to become creative, and you got to become just not willing to accept no, because you're going to hit no's, and these are the tough deals that you get paid on, because no one else is going to do it. You're going to go that extra mile. They're going to fall short. They're going to be, I don't know what to do. And sometimes that's why you need to bring a partner in. You don't know what to do. You don't know what that next step is. But giving up is never, ever an option. Giving up is for the weak. Giving up is not for bootstrappers. If you're going to give up, then this is not the industry for you, because I can tell you there are droves and droves of people that have given up, that are no longer in this business, that complain about real estate being a completely, what's up, Jonathan? A complete waste of time and energy and effort. And I'm like, no, you are the complete waste of time and energy and effort, because you are the worst person that's broken. You are the person that hasn't taken the effort. You are the person that hasn't decided what it is that is going to drive you internally to do this. You know, I posted a meme a while back, is that, you know what? If you don't have the motivation, it must be because your vision is too small, it's too short. If all you can see is right here and you can't see the long-term play, then you know what? Yeah, you're not motivated. And that happens to me as well. I mean, I'm talking to myself here, that is the situation I find myself in. And there are times when I'm not motivated, and that only becomes because I don't see my long-term play, my vision, where I'm going. And yeah, it's easy to give up when I don't see that long-term vision. But I got my son here, man. I got my little boy. I'm gonna go watch him do a track meet today. I got 4 other kids. I have a total of 5 kids. That's one of the main reasons that drives me. I had another person say, he asked me, why do you do what you do? What motivates you? What drives you? I'm like, dude, fear. Fear is a big motivator for me. Fear of not being a better, enough of as a father, enough as a provider, as a husband, and, all of these things. Like this little guy, I want to provide a future for them. I came from homelessness. I came from food stamps. I came from welfare. I came from not having anything. And that is not the place that I want to ever put myself in again, because of these little ones that I have the stewardship over, that I want to protect and provide for. And in this business, if you're going to give up, then hell, get the hell out right now. You don't belong in this business, because that's for weak losers that don't have a desire to see, that they can't see their own self-worth, for lack of a better term. And that's what it is. You know what? And for a long time, again, I'm talking to myself, I could not see my self-worth. I had people, one of my mentors, she's actually in this group. Her name's Alexis McGee. She says, Ryan, I'm waiting for the day that you can actually see your worth and stop rolling around with the pigs and all of the mud, and soar with the eagles and make some serious money in this business. And at that point, I was struggling. I was like making assignment fees of just $1,000 assignment fees on properties where these guys were making themselves rich. They were like making some serious money, because I didn't see my value. I didn't see my worth. And, here I am. I just made a $20,000 assignment fee. And honestly, I could have probably pushed that to $40,000. The guy who I sold it to, he's going to make some pretty good coin on this. This house needs nothing, absolutely nothing. But we needed to close fast, and I didn't want to haggle over the price. So I dropped it really good, We're making 20. 20 is fine. 20 is great. Could I have made 40? Easy. All day long. If I had an extra week, because this thing goes to court on Tuesday, and we're closing on Monday. He probably would have funded anyway, because it's still a sweet property for him. He's going to make some serious coin on this one. It wouldn't have been as sweet, but for what he's getting it for right now, yeah, it's a great deal. But again, I see my worth. I see the value that I'm bringing to the table. This is a relationship game. And just never give up. Never give up on relationships. Never give up on deals that you're tracking down. Now again, the relationship thing on it, you got to really look at the relationship and see if it's something that's worth your time and effort and energy on it. But on a deal, man, never ever give up. Ever. There's too much at stake, because you're just one deal away from changing your entire financial future. And that's how I look at it. I mean, this last week was a great week for me. I closed at Disneyland, mind you. I closed an assignment for 18.5. I closed an assignment for 3. And I closed another assignment for 5. And then I got this other one that's for 20, but it's not going to close this week. It's going to close on Monday. This was a great week. And it's because I never gave up. On one of those, it was a probate deal that I got in 2016. I mean, this is like 18 months that I've been chasing this guy. He just wasn't ready until it just happened to be that it was ready. Another one, another probate deal. This is another probate one. We actually probated this one ourselves because the owner, the heir, just didn't know what to do with it. Oh, you know what? I see my son walking around kind of aimlessly, and he's not knowing where he needs to go. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one. Never, ever give up. Ever. And I'm talking to you. And you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Never give up in this business, man. There's too much at stake. But if you don't know why you're here, then you know what? You're going to give up. You're going to have struggling days where you just don't know why you're doing what you're doing, and it's going to be difficult. But until you figure out your why, what motivates you, why you're investing in real estate, why you want to be in this game, you're not going to have the drive and determination to see it through to the end. So never give up, and just remember, you're one deal away from changing your entire financial future. I'm Ryan. I'm going to go be a dad. I'm a bootstrapper. See y'all later.